going to go over living things. They have interdependency and non-living things. So I'm going to go ahead and stop up here on top. So interdependency is when elements within an ecosystem depend on each other to survive. So that means, for example, frogs depend on mosquitoes so they can live, right? Mm-hmm. And mosquitoes depend on blood. Well, yeah, blood, but they also depend on like the water, like, for it to survive too. Mm-hmm. So we have organisms interact with living and non-living things. For example, if we're talking about the mosquito is an organism, and it lives, like, it interacts with like other bugs or like little our blood, and non-living things will be like the water, where its habitat where it lives to survive.
Miss Michelle?
Yes.
So basically, dogs depend on us to survive.
Yes. Okay. Let's continue. Next, we have plants. So let's go ahead and focus on plants. Plants depend on living and non-living things to survive. For example, we just planted some plants. So plants feed on what?
Sun.
On the sun. Okay. So would the sun be living or non-living?
Non-living.
Non-living. Water, non-living. Okay. How about like a Venus flytrap? What does it depend on?
Bugs.
Bugs. So then it would need the animals. That would be living things to survive. Okay. So let's go ahead and write this one.
Miss Michelle, I have a question.
I will answer your questions, Isaac, when I'm done writing, when I'm done making the video. Okay? An example that I put is that plants need water, sun, nutrients to live. Now, the nutrients can be like, for example, if it gets like different vitamins from the soil, like, or if they get them from insects, depending on what they eat. But sometimes, when an insect dies and you like, mix it around the soil, or like leaves when they die and you mix it on the soil, that creates vitamins for the plants.
Don't plants just make their own nutrients?
Yes, well, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
They use photosynthesis. You guys, at the end, we will comment. Not yet. Animals depend on living and non-living things again to survive. For example, animals need what? Water.
Plants and other animals?
And the food could either be from animals, other animals, or it could be from plants. I mean, they also need sun. Okay? At the end, we have, for all of these, we were talking about the frogs, and then we were talking about the mosquitoes. So, or even like an animal, any animal. So they all live in the same ecosystem. So an ecosystem is a community of living and non-living things in their natural environment. we were talking about the mosquito. It lives in a pond where there's frogs. But there they also have, there's plants, there's also the water, there's other insects. So here we have, these are the ones that we were talking about yesterday. We have the ecosystem elements. What are producers? Producers use, what do producers use?
Sunlight.
Yes, use sunlight. So they would be on your vocabulary from yesterday, right? Use sunlight to make energy. That's plants. Plants use sunlight to make energy. And it didn't fit, so I put it right here. Okay, consumers eat others. We are consumers. We do not use we do not use sunlight to make energy. A rabbit is a consumer because a rabbit eats what?
Grass.
The grass. And the grass is the producer because it gets its energy from the sun.
So
Decomposer is it eats dead organisms. That would be like a mushroom, like different fungus, or like a worm, yeah, that eats stuff that is already dying to help it, become nothing, to decompose it. So it eats dead organisms. A herbivore eats plants.
do we draw a little picture?
No, not right now. So a herbivore eats plants. I guess it's kind of like a vegetarian, but vegetarian eats vegetables. Okay. Next one we have the carnivore, and that one eats meat. And last but not least, that would be us. We eat plants and animals, so we are herbivores. So, all right, sorry, omnivores. We're omnivores. Omnivores, you eat everything.
Are salads plants?
Yes.
Plants and what?
Eats plants and meat. So ecosystem relationships is the way that things work with other ecosystem relationships, the way things work with or affect other things in an ecosystem. So there you're talking about like the relationship of the mosquito with the frog and like a bird. A bird that lives in a pond, what does the bird eat?
Worms?
The worms. Yeah. Or it could also eat the frog. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they would eat other insects. Okay, I'm going to stop my video.